Good morning, everybody. After I told you the story about the pecan pie in Texas yesterday, I was thinking a little bit more yesterday about the message behind it. And let me share an idea that I have, and it really connects it to Adar and to Purim, and I'll make the connection for you. Really, looking at that pecan pie, no one ever guessed that it had such a powerful emotional message behind it. But there are many things in life that we see that also have such messages or also have such content that we just pass by without even noticing. I'll give an example. For instance, let's say if you've ever taken a tour in Israel with a really good tour guide. So he could point out a rock over here and a building over here and a wall over there and a valley over in another location. And there's tremendous, tremendous stories about it. I mean, history was made in these places and we didn't even know it. So the fact is we walk through many situations day in and day out where there's a lot behind the surface that we don't even either stop to appreciate or make an attempt to try to understand. But there's a very interesting saying from the sages. It says, Ein bal nes makir b'niso, that a person who's experiencing a miracle doesn't really recognize the miracle at the time they're going through it. Because once you're going through it, somehow it doesn't click that this is really a miracle because it seems so natural in some ways to the person. In a similar way, the word for nes, miracle, is related to the word nisayon, which is like a test. They both begin with a nun samach. And in a certain way, en bal nisayon makir b'nisyono. A person who's going through a test doesn't also recognize his nisayon, his test, because it's sometimes difficult to really look at ourselves objectively and see beneath the surface what's really going on here, what's happening to me, and why am I going through this, and what possibly could be the cause for it. So what does Torah, Yiddishkeit, Chassidus push us to do is to try to always look beneath the surface. Don't just accept things on the surface level or the superficial level, but try to think, why is this happening to me? What's the Hashgacha Pratis? What's the divine providence behind this? That's really putting all these pieces together to create the situation I'm in, whether it be a miracle or whether it be a test or whether it be just a regular Tuesday afternoon. But what's going on behind the surface? And that's really part of what we celebrate on Purim. The highlight of Purim, or one of the highlights, of course, and one of the big mitzvahs, is twice we hear Megillas Esther, the reading of the Megillah of Esther. Chassidus has a very beautiful explanation of Megillas Esther, just the word itself. Esther, Minaylam, as the Gemara says, where do we learn Esther from the Torah? Esther haster es parnai. When it says that God hides his face, a double hiding. So that means that the word Esther, really the root, comes from hiddenness, something's being hidden. While Megillah comes from the root, or we can compare it etymologically, the same letters as Megaleh, which means to reveal. So Megillas Esther is to reveal that which is hidden. And as we see from the Megillah itself, God, as we know, is very hidden in the Megillah. We don't hear God's name spelled out in the Megillah, but we are revealing the fact that God is really behind all the events of the Megillah. So similarly, when we look at our life, whether it be the pecan pie, whether it be a test we're going through, whether it be a miracle we're experiencing, whether it be a beautiful sunrise or sunset, the mandate of a Jew is to always look beneath the surface, to see the Getlakite, see the Elokus Shebedavar, see how Hashem is really behind all of this. And perhaps that's the reason why starting tonight with Rosh Chodesh, we're Ma'aribim B'Simcha. We increase in our joy. Because when a person is able to really look beneath the surface and not take things on their face value or look at it the way it appears on the surface, oh, this is really lousy, or I'm really have a good excuse to be depressed now, or how did I end up with this lot in my life, or whatever it might be. We look beneath the surface and say, hey, listen, God has a plan. And that plan is really a good plan. And that plan is for my sake and my neshoma's sake. And so that my neshoma, my soul, can fulfill its purpose in life. Then all of a sudden, it takes on a different perspective. And I can be happy about this. I can be happy even about those challenges in life and those tests in life, which normally under other circumstances might make me look a little bit or feel a little bit down and out. But with Adar coming, we have the koach, the strength and the inspiration from above to be able to look at things beneath the surface and not read the book on its cover, but really to be able to be Megala Esther, to reveal that which is hidden, which is, of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Almighty, is hidden behind everything in this world. And when we connect to God, we know we're going to be B'Simcha. So I hope tonight you'll be able to be Marba B'Simcha in more ways than one. Take care. Have a great day.